a rude ass thing? Oh. Hello, hello. Hi, surrounded by perverts. Happy Thursday. I can't believe it's Thursday. I still have so much to do at work. But at least it's a short week next week. Because 4th of July is on Saturday, so I think I get the Friday off. So, sweet. Alrighty. Tatsuo, hi! Happy Thursday, hope you're doing well. Yeah. Have y'all had a nice day? Mine was pretty alright. It was very busy. Very busy. I got looped in on calls. I got looped in on policy things, and which is good. I got some peer feedback for like, so like I had my like merit bonus talk with my boss, and so yeah, as part of that you get peer reviews, and I get to see what they wrote. I don't get to see who wrote it, which is okay. Yeah, they just let you off work early. Nice. All right, heading to Walmart. Nice. That's nice you got off work early. Yeah. Yeah, but I feel very gassed up, rizzed up, I guess. Like, people had a lot of nice things to say about me at work, so I'm very happy about it. I think maybe the only, you have 2 hours before your karate class starts. Nice, okay. We should be playing the game pretty soon. My boss had some nice things to say, and even the constructive feedback. I think it was, interesting and valid. 580, Tatsuo, amazing. Keep up the great work. Wow. Well, I need to check my streak. We're not double digits yet, so. Alrighty. Let's look at this game. New boyfriends. Set in, I don't know where. I think it's based off of like Chinese lore, I think, but I guess we'll see. Let's see. Let's scooch this so I can see all right. There we go. Okay. Click to start. All right, let's see. Config. Let's turn the background music down a little bit. I probably should have done that earlier. Voice volume max. Let's turn. All right. Text speed. Let's make it a little faster. A little faster. There we go. Skip unread text. No. Full screen mode. No. Okay, so that's that. Extra. Okay. Start. Or actually, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I'm gonna get a bonus, so I'm very happy about that. No, I will not tell you how much it is, but it's very nice. It's not a not nice amount of bonus, but yeah. So I'm very pumped about that. As far as my raise, I did get one. I'll have to look and see, am I happy with it? Yeah, I'm pretty, don't tell my work. I'm pretty easy to please. But at the same time, I probably should look and be like, are we keeping up with inflation? Is this a reasonable amount to, go up? So, yeah. We'll see. But but I'm doing all right now. So everything is icing on the cake at this point. But I do recognize that there's a lot of times where progressing at companies is slower than you moving horizontally across other companies and stuff. But depending on your industry, so. And I know some people are just like, but loyalty, but not loyalty. I happen to be loyal right now. I mean, because I do care about my team and I care about my company. I like the work that I do. But if they start like digging and donging us, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be like, they still love me, you know. Doing a cursory search on this game brings up that the basis is a Chinese legend, Guozhang. Ah, okay. I tried not to read too much about it, so we'll see. I know basic things. Right click to bring up the menu button. Great. Scroll down on the mouse. Okay, if you're using Windows, all right. Skip unread text is turned off by default. Okay. For better game experience. Oh, I have to. Okay, well, I'm glad I read this. I can only do the prologue and the first 10 chapters. Okay. I don't think that that's an unreasonable ask. So, only the prologue and the first 10 chapters. Okay, fair. We'll keep that in mind. Please keep an eye out. All right. All right. This is a work of fiction set in the spring and autumn period of my country. The costumes, background, etc. are fictitious of this time period. I hope that everyone will enjoy this story while taking into account that this does not accurately represent any historical facts. The story of gods and ghosts is taken from legends of old and represents the strength of the human spirit that is able to conquer all odds that fate can throw at them. Within the confines of historical values, some of the concepts presented do not conform to the general consensus of modern society and do not represent the position of the production team. Any similarity between characters and plots of the story and reality is purely coincidental. Do you agree and solemnly swear to the terms written above? I take this sacred vow with yea to. The thing your friend did when a similar warning came up in a different game is that the Twitch streams would only stay as long as they did and not get preserved on YouTube. That's, yeah, I can appreciate that. That's a good like that's a good way to address it. Yeah. Okay. In a time of myths and legends, under the mandate of heaven, King Wu overthrew the corrupt King Yu and started the Zhou dynasty of peace and prosperity. The good king secretly created the golden script to communicate with gods and the demons. He took a sacred vow with the heavens. In exchange for the divine right to rule, his government would be one with virtue. Using the golden script, he carved his vow into a large bronze vessel, the ding of virtue. Sorry. It's only because I use the term dingin' and dongin' a lot, but the vow and the ding were passed down through generations of kings until it came into the hands of the corrupt King Ping, who broke the vow and lost the ding. Stop! I'm not trying to. It's just fun, okay? I know these are names, but King Ping and the ding, come on. The secret existence of the golden script then came to light, and the peace and prosperity of the Zhou dynasty started to wane as the lands broke into smaller warring states. A time of chaos and turmoil had returned as countries prepared for yet another war. My nickname, An Yu, Ji Teng Yu. Okay, I will be Lolly, Jipopo, Lolly, Jipopo. Fair. Yes. In a time of legends and a land of wars, the destiny of a great kingdom falls on the shoulders of a young girl. She is fated to ascend the throne of... Oh, I didn't get it fast enough. Her name is Fu Shai. Ooh, him. That's my type. Wonder if I'll, like, get to choose. Tetra, Calyx, Swallow, Tulute ID. No! Oh my gosh, spoilers! Bad looking bunch. Some more than others, but you know, not a bad looking bunch. Prologue. We're safe. I think this was a mobile game. Mobile. The darkening skies that foretell the coming of impending rain feel suffocating. An island shrouded in mist stands in the middle of Lake Tai. At the heart of this island, on an altar, stand two banners with faded golden lines. Around them stand a group of motionless priestesses on ground that has been tainted red with blood. Oh, beautiful! Beautiful! Before a large rectangle bronze ding, the head priest and head priestess lead a liturgical procession headed by my royal father, Hilu, and all members of his household, including my brothers and I. Everyone here is well aware that this autumn's offering ceremony is anything but unusual. We will soon be executing the dragon god that our country has worshipped for generations. Ooh, that sounds, large, rich, rectangle ding. Fu Chai, my third brother, who's standing next to me, keeps shivering with fear. Even though he is a year older than me, his lack of courage is alarming. I clench the jade fish amulet that Yi Guang lent to me for protection as I steel myself. Shi Yi Guang, the son of the head priest and priestess, is currently east of Lake Tai on Tiger Hill, tending to the magical array that is set up there to seal the god. If we fail to execute the dragon god here, we will be able to seal him on Tiger Hill. On Tiger Hill! The Shi family does indeed live up to their reputation for being the most formidable priests and priestesses in the Kingdom. My father, the king, takes the incense from the head priest and bows reverently to the sacred ding. Even though we are far away from Tiger Hill, we can see the smoke rising from its fiery beacon, a sign that Yi Guang is ready to seal off the god. There's no way for my father to withdraw from this battle.
龙神只能辅助，今日一事，关乎吴国社稷，寡人不能败。
A sense of resolution can be seen on my father's expression. I take a deep breath, only to have my senses assaulted by the stench of rotten fish, which makes it hard to breathe. The putrid soil, withered reeds, and the smell of blood. Pull yourself together, Popo. You are, after all, the royal princess of I quietly tell myself. Although Yi Guang and I are both 14 years old, he is already shouldering so many responsibilities while I still have so much room to improve. The autumn offer ritual is beginning. The priestesses start their ritual chants. Like the smoke from a burning incense, the sound of their chanting drifts away on the wind towards the lake. The head priest and priestess start dancing to the chants. Their long sleeves trail gracefully behind them like the wings of a white crane taking flight, or the fins of a fish in water. Saying reminds you of Kotaro from Gaku and Babysitters. Oh yeah, Kotaro! Cute. This is my first time seeing the sacred transcending fish dance. I am entranced. Fuchai gently tugs at my sleeves to make me realize that our two older brothers have already walked forwards, reached into the ding, and are now placing something onto their lips. It's blood. Staring at the red, viscous liquid in the bronze ding, I feel a sense of dreaded apprehension in the pit of my stomach. I quickly touch some of the blood to my lips. That strange, queasy feeling still lingers on my fingertips. We summon the power of heaven to slay the dragon god. To be a shining example, something break. Alright, I gotta read faster, I guess. Together with the crowd, I start to chant the words of our vow with a troubled heart. Slaying a god. What an insane notion. Yeah, look at these clouds, man. It's about to not go well. It's foreboding. As we chant, bits of golden light float out of my father's body to merge with the golden beam of light that is emitting from the center of the bronze ding. Looking at myself and my three older brothers, it seems that we are in the same transcendental state as our father. As the head priest and priestess dance, the banners start to flutter in the wind. The gold beam pierces the dark clouds, breaking them apart to reveal a clear, bright autumn sky. A black arrow flies through the sky and lands at my father's feet. Over 100 black-robed priests surround the altar. The one who appears to be leading them is the previous head priest, Mage Xian. Didn't he defect to another country many years ago?
无耻河驴，竟敢背叛历代巫王和龙神结下的神盟！姬无成仁德通天道，岂可再屈从此等鬼神妖物？
Without any hesitation, my father draws out his sword. You like his outfit? Yeah. The priest? The former priest? At the altar, the black and white figures intertwine in the chaos to create a third color. Red. Red, red. One by one, young priestesses start falling to the men in the black robes, their beautiful faces and supple bodies breaking into pieces of meat. Oh no! Oh no, they murdering! As blood flows like water into the lake, I can hear rumbling sounds coming from all four corners of the lake, like that of a monster leaping out of the water. This is the first time that I've ever laid eyes on the dragon god. This gigantic white creature is beautiful yet terrifying. I stand motionlessly, unable to take my gaze off the creature. As I stand before this absolute power, I feel so insignificant. It feels like an offense. I got the first CG. I got a Chivo for that. I'm caught off guard when the head priestess pulls me away and into the bosoms of my older brothers before calling forth her magical swords of water. They miss me by the skin of my teeth as they fly towards the dragon god and pierce him. Mage Shan shoots us a malicious glare.
今日，就让你们见识见识真正的神威！
Oh no! He gives a long whistle, summoning tall columns of muddy water from the lake. In an instant, they rush at the head priest and my brothers, and all who are there to safeguard us.
无响!
My father gives a roar of anguish that resounds in all directions as the phrase, "We failed to kill the Dragon King," shrills repeatedly in my ears.
阖闾，你的子嗣俱亡，你死之前就好好品味品味这等绝望的滋味吧。
The dead bodies of my brothers are suspended by columns of brackish water. A severed pinky lands at my feet. Which of my brothers did this belong to? I cannot endure it anymore and throw up on the ground. Trying hard to contain her grief, the head priestess calls forth an ice blade that pierces through the sacred ding. In my state of semi-consciousness, I hear her call out,
请李环为我令，转阵为锋。
A bright white light emits out from the belly of the ding and transforms into a large, ferocious tiger. It pins down the head of the dragon inside the vessel and shatters it into tiny pieces. That terrifying dragon, like a dying fish, lies on the altar, twitching weakly and helplessly. Its colossal body quickly disintegrates, giving off the strong stink of rotten fish.
神君！
Ooh. All of a sudden, Mage Shan furiously stabs a short blade into the back of the head priestess, and with that, the white tiger suddenly disappears. I stare mindlessly at the sacred ding as it gives off its last bit of golden light before absorbing the body of the dragon inside of it. Mage Shan, like a madman, pounces towards it. I gotta say, for a boyfriendo date night app game, I didn't think it was gonna be like this. Thought it was gonna be, you know, a little less dying. But it's cool, it's cool. From behind Mage Shan, my father cuts his head off cleanly with a blow of his sword. Dang! Bashan. No regrets. I mean, I just, I'm sure it'll still be interesting, but not as light as, like, some of the other ones we've played. I mean, I guess 9 Rip was not super light either. What am I saying? It's, I don't know. I just thought it would be a little bit more slice of life, not slice of lives, you know? Slice of lives. That's what this is. Before my eyes, fresh red blood trails from the severed head as it lets out a hideous laugh.
背叛者的血脉必将众叛亲离，今日之恨必将千百倍还至你身。
Sliced up life, yes.
国破家亡，灰飞烟灭。
Saying this, Mage Shan's head explodes. Droplets of his blood turn to blades as they fly at me. My mind goes blank. The blades of blood fall short, less than a few inches away, as I unconsciously clutch the amulet with only one name on my lips. Yi Guang. Blood sacrifice. Complete the prologue. Here we go. Another Chivo.
老君， 少君，
Am I Fu Shai? Ah. Oh, yay. Shen Fan, is that you?
少君，您刚刚一直在呓语。
Were you watching me sleep? Give me a second. guess because this was a mobile game, his face looks all like grainy, like they stretched out. Yeah, like some of the art looks kind of grainy, doesn't it? Oh well. My chest. The sacred seal that is on my chest is hurting terribly again. It hurts to the point that I can't even cry out. With trembling hands, I search for the thing I need so desperately. Where is it? Where could it be?
少君，鱼在这里。
He looks like he's from Earth Kingdom. Yeah. From Ba Sing Se. Phew. I press the amulet to my chest as its icy coldness slowly eases the pain until it completely fades away. My pain is now replaced by a feeling of intense abhorrence. This vile, sacred seal on my chest is proof of my detestable connection to the dragon god. Even now, with that monster sealed up on Tiger Hill, the vow that puts me in this situation has yet to be broken. This torturous pain that flares up whenever and wherever has caused me a lot of misery.
还未到5个。
When my loyal guard sees my pale and exhausted expression, he gently continues to wipe away my cold sweat. Although he and I are long used to these situations, what feels really out of place is the dream that I just had. It felt so real. We just dreamed about the incident that happened 5 years ago. Did we?
我在这里陪着你。
I gave a bitter laugh. Chang Feng's loyalty is unquestionable, but we both know that this burden is mine alone to bear. Chang Feng, do you think that there is a problem with the seal? Could that be why the former king and our older siblings have entered our dreams, urging us to break the sacred vow as soon as possible?
只是因为先王忌日将近。
Is that so?
施家咒力强大，余域尚且能用，何况是凝结全族心血的封神阵？
Blood, sweat, and tears? Flesh and blood is more like it. Now, help us bathe and change our clothes.
少君，昨日之事让你心忧至此，还是休朝为好。
Are you saying that we're unable to handle that pesky envoy from Qi?
臣封不敢。
Change our clothes. Chang Feng assists me as I walk up to the throne. Luckily, the curtains are closed so no one can see how helpless their king is. Prime Minister, tell us what is on today's agenda. Prime Minister?
启禀大王，武相国今日并未上朝。
Is he ill?
武相国昨日还精神奕奕地与臣争论，何病之有啊？
Then does Minister Bo know the reason for the Prime Minister's absence?
这个，臣不知。
Other than the death anniversary of his father and brothers, Wu Jishu has never missed a day of court. He comes in early every day to organize his reports and documents. That is why the other ministers have taken to calling him Prime Minister of the Fourth Watch behind his back. But now, it's already near the end of the Fifth Watch. I look towards Chen Feng. He nods his head in acknowledgement and quietly takes his leave.
浩浩无都，竟然把相国都丢了，也难怪找不回敝国的小小史官了。
公孙乙，你区区一个齐国使臣，怎能随意闯进吴国朝堂？
是你们大王允诺，我可在姑苏城内外寻找我国失踪的随臣。大王，难道您这吴公不在姑苏城内吗？
巧言令色。
We understand that you have your duties to carry out, and that is why we have already sent our guards to search outside the city and the surrounding villages. So please, do not worry.
大王休要用这话打发我。
Yeah, no duh.
史官明明就是在虎丘山下遭遇歹人失踪的，为何不准我等上山寻人？
虎丘乃是吴国先王陵墓，岂能容你们这些外人造次？
Yeah, that's pretty sus, bro.
既然是陵墓重地，怎么还会遇上蒙面歹徒呢？
少来咄咄逼人，礼道何存？
怕是你们吴国失礼在先。我公诚心诚意要与吴国结为兄弟之邦，才来与大王商议联姻之事。没想到大王模棱两可，就这么一天天吊着我们。如今救人之事又推三阻四，这难道是你们吴国特有的待客之礼不成？又叫我齐国如何敢来结盟？
其使再三失礼于大王与吴国，大王还要忍到什么时候？
Gong Shunyi, are you threatening us?
不敢，只是心中存疑，还望大王解惑。
We also hope that you understand that when the envoys of Qi were granted an audience, we had no knowledge of the aforementioned archival officer. And now, you would slight your kingdom's ally just to look for someone as insignificant as him. We've treated you and your men as distinguished guests, fed you the same food as we eat, and have even ignored the fact that you have intruded on our court. Yet you scorn and humiliate us in front of all our ministers and officers. How dare you, Gong Shi? Before I can finish my sentence, everyone in the room has their hands on the hilt of their swords. Gong Shunyi and his men take a few steps back in alarm. Gong Shunyi recollects himself and bows to me with a hand-on-hand salute.
是外臣失礼了。
All right, at least he knows. Never underestimate the need for petty vengeance, yeah. At least he knows his place. Like, hey man, we're helping you. Like, the least you could do is not be a ding and a dong here, okay? We've already got ding problems. Oh, I didn't mean to. Oop.
失踪史官乃我世教，盼大王宽宏大度，不计我情急之光。然而，联姻事关两国邦交，若不能完成我公交代给我的任务，还要让我公蒙羞，倒真不如一死谢罪。
Fine. It's only natural that your heart would be troubled when such situations arise. Just when the ministers are about to protest in anger, I raise my hand to stop them. It is pointless to allow this argument to become personal, and for us to become the laughingstock of the kingdom. Mr. Gongsun, in admiration for your loyalty, we will let you off this one time. But next time, we hope that you will be more discerning over what is more important.
多谢大王。
Actually, it is not that we are unwilling to marry your kingdom's princess, nor are we trying to make things difficult for you. It has yet to be 3 years since the former king died, and we had hoped to review the marriage proposal after his approaching death anniversary. Please rest at the guest house for the next 2 days while we personally go to Tiger Hill to find your missing officer.
既然吴王承诺，外臣回去便是。但2日后若还不能见到人，外臣就不得不亲自上山寻人了。
I don't know, that's like insubordination right there. It's like, well, if you can't do it, I will. And it's like, no, we just said you're not allowed to go there. So sus. Men, send Mr. Gongshun back to the guest house and attend to his every need. A heave I heave a sigh of relief as I see Gong Shouyi leave. My body crumples involuntarily where I sit. A pair of familiar hands steady me as a calm voice drifts to my ears.
上朝前，有白衣侍童拜访相国府，之后相国便随他匆匆出城了。
In white? Could it be someone from the temple on Tiger Hill?
相国确实是向城北而去。
For the envoy of Qi to cause such an uproar over such a lowly official, we are afraid that there's more than meets the eye to this simple diplomatic relationship. Shenfeng, bring us back to our chamber to change our clothes. We want to look for the Prime Minister personally.
No.
I guess we're doing the royal we.
少君的中衣都已湿透，还是留在宫里休息为妥。
If our clothes are wet, then all we need to do is change into dry ones. Help us change our clothes. I spread my arms in front of the mirror to reveal a pale, thin body with hard lines and scars from years of practicing martial arts. Yet I have the soft breasts of a woman. 'Cause I am a woman. Look, this body has long been ruined beyond recognition. There isn't an ounce of womanly features left. I'm neither a princess nor a king. I'm a monster.
吴国有了少君，才得以延续。
Is that so? Then why do I have to be humiliated like I was today and keep wasting my energy on Gong Shouyi? Only a man can continue the family name. As long as I keep pretending to be a man, the kingdom of Ng can continue on for generations to come. And the other kingdoms would not dare trample on mine.
少君为王，不逊色于世间任何男儿。
Ouch, yeah. Really? Maybe so, but people are superficial and would rather have a monster than a woman as their king. It's true. Like, people are stuck and set in their ways.
少君何苦这么轻贱自己？
Myself? I no longer have a sense of self. Perhaps we will need to take a wife and have sons in a few months' time. Shangfeng, do you think that the sacred seal on my chest has changed a bit of its color?
臣没有细看过。
Forget it. Once it turns completely black, our death will be imminent.
使臣们已从各地寻来神器，积少成多，定能破除神蒙。
Those are fakes, just like us.
大王，
What is it?
相国派人送的信来。
Shanfeng quickly steps out of the room only to return with a tightly rolled up piece of cloth. Read.
寂渺生变，速来虎丘。
The Prime Minister has good foresight. He knew that we would go search for him.
恳请少君多保重，派陈峰去见相国吧。
This is urgent. Prepare the carriage. The late coming spring grows grasses and trees lusciously green. Overhead, the orioles sing, while winsome villagers tender shoot spring. I cannot admire this beautiful scenery before me. Even though Cheng Feng did not prevent me from leaving the palace, I take a revitalizing pill just to be safe. The bitter taste that fills my mouth serves as a constant reminder that I need to protect this broken body. Suddenly, Cheng Feng clutches the hilt of his sword. What's wrong?
守灵人的屋子那边围着士兵。
Let's take a look.
大王，
Has something happened over here?
武相国令我们在此看管守灵人勾践，他是杀人嫌犯。
Murder? Murder means that someone is dead, yes. For Wu Zishu to be so anxious, could the victim be the missing archival officer from the kingdom of Qi, or... As I push aside the soldier to go into the caretaker's hut, I hear a loud cry come from within.
是谁？
Hearing the familiar voice, my mind, foggy from the medication, suddenly becomes clear. I cannot go in as the king of
相国有令，不准和任何人交谈。
任何人？难道兵大哥你不是人吗？
他娘的！
I hear the muffled sound of a heavy force hitting the soft flesh. Stop! Everything goes silent inside the house. Although I do not want to rush headfirst into things, I cannot sit idly by and do nothing, right? Until we have all the details, no one is to treat the suspect so harshly.
诺，
The sound of galloping horses grows louder and louder behind me. I turn around to see a pair of fierce, majestic eyes looking right at me. A white-haired man reins in his horse and looks down at me from his back. Prime Minister. Whoa! That's not what I thought a prime minister would look like, but okay. Wu Zishu greets me casually with a hand-on-hand salute. He takes a slanted, sidelong glance at the crude stone house where Gu Zhang is being held.
都到这时候了，少君还有心顾念那只白眼狼吗？
You heard us. Gu Zhang is still the king of Yue, after all. Let's not go overboard.
他既已入吴为奴，就应该安守本分。
Wu Zishu hardens his expression and throws me unceremoniously onto the back of his horse. Prime Minister!
陈峰，跟上！
Wu Zishu starts out in a gallop as he heads to the temple at the top of the hill. He stretches out his thick arms to hold me firmly by the waist without the slightest intention of slowing down. Although he's always done as he likes, he would never let me come to any harm. I secretly let out a sigh as I lean my body up against his. The faint, disgusting stink of rotten fish wafts by. I notice then that Wu Zishu's hand is stained with dried blood. Are you hurt?
这是大柱的血。
Is that the reason why you left the city at dawn today? More fish?
大柱派人通知臣，有几位黑衣覆面的贼人闯入了祭庙禁地，臣不得已先行赶往祭庙。
Men dressed in black. Men in black! Here come the men in black! Could it be?
正是巫显一党的余孽。5年前，先王和臣将吴国各地的龙神信徒剿灭殆尽，如今他们竟敢大摇大摆地侵入虎丘禁地，恐怕是为了被封印在内的龙神而来。
How did the intruders get past the guards on Tiger Hill and into the Forbidden Temple? What did the head priest say?
臣还在调查，大柱他受伤了。
They won't let you remember. I feel a sharp pain in my chest as I recall the aftermath of the failed attempt to execute the dragon god, as well as the nightmare that I had this morning. The smell of blood is getting stronger as we get closer to the temple. Lying in front of the temple gates next to some trees are 2 corpses covered in hay. Cheng Feng parts the hay to look underneath it. One of the men is dressed in all black, and the other is just another warrior. The tattoos on the face of the man in black look almost identical to the sacred seal on my chest.
少君，
An elegant and delicate-looking youth steps out of the temple. It is the head priest, Zhang Dan. The linen that is wrapped around his wrist shows traces of blood. He notices the direction of my gaze.
小伤，不碍事的，让少君担心了。
His voice sounds unexpectedly different than what I thought he might sound like. Looking like a Shota. Where is the centurion who was on duty last night? We need to punish him for neglecting his duties. He's dead, ma'am.
那群歹人是龙神信徒，善用妖法，又是半夜侵入，也难怪守卫们没有察觉。
A group?
有3个。凌晨时，
我听到庙外传来一声凄厉尖叫，怕是什么鬼魅之物，便亲自出来查看。
That's what I want. What do I want? A shota? No, I don't. That's usually not my brand, but
没想到看到3位黑衣人在围攻一位少年和一位武士。
Was it that warrior lying over there?
正是。武士当时为保护少年，已经受了致命伤，但人们听到动静就要逃跑，被我拦住了。
Even if you can use magic, the odds of winning 3 against 1, especially with hostages to consider, are not good.
少君教训的是，只是当时也没想那么多。等我击杀了其中一个，才发现他们的来头。本打算留个活口，反倒被他们钻了空子。剩下2个人带着那少年逃跑了。
大柱说那2人都受了伤，其中一个伤了腹部，还比较重。
相国想得周到，这等血腥之事，我不想惊扰少君，才派人找来了相国。没想到相国给我说了齐国史官失踪一事。
那武士的打扮与吴国士兵的不同，臣妄自揣测，被挟持的少年便是昨日失踪的齐国史官。
I carefully examined the warrior's armor to find that it was as Wu Zishu says. I have to admit, his powers of observation and deduction are very keen. These people must be villains. Must be the villains that Gong Song Yi spoke of. Leaving aside the reason why they would kidnap someone from Qi, if they are trying to infiltrate the Forbidden Temple, they must be attempting to undo the spell that has sealed the Dragon God.
我查看过陵墓附近，倒没有什么异状。
We would still feel better if we could see it for ourselves. Prime Minister, we want you to chase down the 2 intruders and rescue the archival officer.
臣会亲自去寻。
Shang Feng, we want you to help the Prime Minister.
诺。
Prime Minister, when you get back, we would like more details on why you think the King of Yue murdered someone.
诺。
There's a clear pond behind my royal father, Heilu's dedicated hall. Beside the pond is the hidden entrance where the dragon god is sealed. Looking at the sacred seal engraved on the stone tablet surrounding the pond, I involuntarily clutch the clothes covering my chest. The beautiful and magnificent pattern depicts the endless, dark abyss that has swallowed up the countless souls of Ng's kings. I too am 1 step away from that abyss.
剑池没有入侵痕迹，又需少君和我协力才能开启。逆贼就算进到这里，也只能干瞪眼。
We know that you've always been a cautious person, and so we are not just worried about what happened outside the sword pond, but also over the chief culprit who's locked up inside.
查验风阵总是妥当些，还请少君赐写。
I make a small cut on my finger with a dagger and press the bloodied tip against the seal engraved at the entrance. The same seal at the bottom of the pond starts to give off a faint red light. Zheng Dan casts a spell that magically drains the pond. When the seal turns completely red, the bottom of the stone pond transforms into 2 doors that slide apart to reveal a flight of steps leading downwards. I take a deep breath and smell the faint stink of rotten fish. I'm unsure if the smell is coming from the outside of the temple or from my memory of that terrible experience that happened 5 years ago. So I'm 19. We follow the steps down and enter a spacious hall at the bottom. This is a naturally formed cave. In the middle is an altar that was carved out of the cave itself. The walls are covered with spells that glow a faint fluorescent blue. 3,000 sacred swords that give off a cold, blue light are staked into the ground around the altar in a tight formation. In the middle of the altar sits a large bronze vessel, the Ding of Virtue. This brings to mind the nightmare from earlier on. It makes the image of the dragon having its head crushed in the square vessel seem all too real.
自从5年前德鼎封了龙神惊魂后，就一直散发着怨恨之气。加上池底阴寒，少君不能在这里耽搁太久。
Sure. We just want to take a look before we leave.
那我来为少君引路。
Zheng Dan writes a spell in the air. The swords that were staked into the ground around the altar part to form a very narrow passageway. I approach the square ding and stroke it softly. Alright. Stroking the ding, y'all. Not only does the ding hold the resentment and hatred of the dragon god, it also holds that of my own feelings and those who have died. Yeah. I walk halfway around the ding, and am suddenly struck by something unusual in its surface. Head priest, can the ding be damaged by outside forces?
德鼎是天子与天道结盟时所入的盟书，有神力相护，历经100年依然如新，不会轻易破损。
Look over here.
这是。
We both turn pale as we touch the crack on the ding. Touching the ding's crack! Oh my god! Although it is a very thin crack, it spans the entire belly of the ding, and its edges are turning black. Your nation will crumble, families will be torn apart, everything you treasure will turn into ash and dust.
少君。
This is not good, head priest. The sacred seal on our chest was acting up again this morning.
难怪少君气色不佳。
If it hadn't been for that, we would not have come to the bottom of this pond. The followers of the dragon god are active right now in this crack. Head priest, is the dragon god going to break free? Zheng Dan clutches my cold, clammy hands tightly. An unfamiliar, terrifying stillness descends upon us.
少君莫要吓唬自己。封神阵本来就是权宜之计，靠德鼎神力维持，经年累月，德鼎肯定有所损耗。我们只要抓紧时间，找到能诛灭龙神惊魂的神器，大定也就能功成身退了。
For the past 5 years, the former king and us have tirelessly searched for such an artifact, but have yet to find neither hide nor hair of one.
这座德鼎，也是先王屡次伐楚，流了多少血，破了多少城，千辛万苦才从楚国国都寻来的。
Capital of Chu! Chu, Chu, Chu! Kiss capital!
神器如果都那么容易被找到，还能叫神器吗？
For the entirety of his life, the former king thought of nothing but how to execute the dragon god, and he fought bloody battles to break the sacred vow. So how can we forget his unfulfilled wish so easily? I tenderly stroke the crack as my father's final moments come to mind all too vividly.
子胥，寡人的3个儿子都在太湖被龙神杀了。 只剩下他了。
Rivals with the kingdom of Bus, yeah.
这2年来，他都借着老三夫差的名义，由你教导。如今，寡人大限将至，这神盟印也传到了他身上。吴国能否存续？ 就看你的了。如果顺利过了继位这关，即可为他秘密举办婚礼，寻找神器、破神盟和延续吴国血脉这2件事，都不能耽误。姬无祖先被龙神欺骗，代代无望 都被逼以自身魂魄为祭品。可总有些族人总觉得，只要满足他，就能永保安宁。真是太蠢！只有你能继承寡人的志向，子胥会帮你排除一切障碍。
I mean, I understand he's dying, but the coffin. Coughing in the coffin.
记住，只有用血把我们自己的命运夺回来，才叫天之正道。
One second, I have to check something. Okay, I just needed to check a name of something.
必无忘仇，石破山盟。
We will forget not our revenge, and we swear to break this sacred vow. No matter what, we cannot let the dragon god escape and become a blight on the people of this kingdom.
我明白，但我曾听一言，施家曾是吴越第一武，倾尽全族之力才勉强封印住龙神的精魂。我们更要谨慎小心才是。
So even if we worry ourselves to death over this whole affair, it will be all for naught?
虽然急，却到不了那个地步。
Zhang Dan raises his eyebrows as his facial features finally relax. I don't know if he's trying to reassure me or if he's confident that everything will be well. We will persist in looking for a sacred artifact while we continue to rely on you to stabilize the sealing spell.
诺。不过，希望少君还答应我一件事。
What is it?
尽量少叹气，叹气呢，会将运气吹跑的。
Oh no. Is that true? I think about this. Oh no, I have sighed a lot about things. I mean, excessively? I don't think... I think a reasonable amount. Zhang Dan puts a finger to the corner of his lips as he gives me a sly smile. I can't help but nod my head. I keep feeling a sharp stabbing pain in my chest, and wonder if it's because of the cold that I feel from being at the bottom of the pond.
少君，大柱。
Have you found him?
臣与陈峰分头行动，山北没有发现。臣已经派人增援陈峰了。
The ethical dilemma, yeah.
相国，等少君坐下来再说吧。他在剑池底受了寒。来人，给少君端碗热汤来。
Mighty.
少君，你们在池底耽搁了那么久，是不是出了什么事？
There's a long crack on the sacred ding. We don't know if this is its doing, or We don't know if it is the doing of the Dragon God's followers, or if the sealing spell is wearing out.
臣以为，剑持于德鼎难破，仅凭3个信徒还不足以成事。
Is the Prime Minister trying to suggest that the Dragon God's followers did not come here to break the sealing spell?
我同意相国所言，破阵礼仪秘密行事，又何必绑架其人，惹出那么大的动静呢？啊，莫非绑架齐国史官才是信徒的目的？
有可能。先王当年曾捕杀信徒，捣毁龙神庙，仅存的余孽肯定对姬无恨之入骨。
Wouldn't it be easier to assassinate us instead?
虽然直接，却不是最有效的方式。
Wu Zishu raises his eyes to look at me, expecting me to infer what he means by the most effective way. Basically, make a warring nation, like, cause, like, harm with relations with a nation near us, and then it causes them to start a war with us. After pondering over it for a while, the cold that the hot soup had rid me of is slowly starting to creep up from my feet. Taking someone from Key hostage and forcing us to open the way to the sword pond would enable the dragon god to escape, which would destroy Guju immediately.
如果胁迫不成，也可杀掉骑士，破坏齐吴联盟。齐君夫人是鲁国人，若再与晋国联合，对吴国将是个大威胁。
好狠辣的诡计！
We want you to find the perpetrators, even if you have to dig 6 feet under to do it. The spilt blood of my father and brothers must be repaid with blood. Wu Zishu and Zhang Dan raise their hands to make a pledge when suddenly the doors are pushed open as Chen Feng hurries in.
少君，在庙南的养和界发现余孽踪迹。
Good. We will personally go and cut off their heads.
少君，你的身体。
We are fine, but to be on the safe side, we would like to rely on you to safeguard the temple.
No.
Oh, look how pretty! From a quiet spring flows forth a tranquil stream. A few white cranes feed leisurely by its side. Gazing at this peaceful scenery, one might not think of the bloodshed that had happened here just a night ago.
少君，看那里。
这血迹还相当新，十有八九是余孽留下的。
How ingenious of them to use the stream to escape. Any traces of them would be washed away.
虎丘不大，山下又有守兵，现在还有满山的人在搜寻，躲到山林里很不明智。
Where does the crane stream lead to?
北经野河流向揽月湖，南则流入姑苏城的外河。
陈峰调查过血迹周围，余孽大概已经兵分2路。
There are many mountains around the Moon Lake, so it would be easy to hide there. But the river outside Gusu is very busy with boats coming to and fro, so it would be easy to escape there as well. Prime Minister Chang Feng, which direction do you think they would have most likely taken?
逆贼既然已经受伤，单打独斗反而会增加自己的风险。 不如藏木于林，混迹在普通国人中间，乘船离开姑苏。
揽月湖。
Ooh, let's save. Did it save? It could have given me an indicator. All right. I'm gonna go with Cheng Feng, because he's cuter. Also, I like the idea of like, but strategically, what would I think? If people are trying to escape, strategically, they should try and blend. But if somebody's injured or if somebody is unwilling, they're in a much more dangerous position. So, like, if they didn't have a hostage, like, blend with the people. That's easy. But since they have a hostage, I say they're going to have to be more careful. So, Moon Lake. Gong Shengyi is an impatient man. He might not be able to wait another 2 days. Prime Minister, you go to the south and keep a close eye on the people from Qi. Cheng Feng and us will go north. Strategically, this game is about romancing boyfriendos, so of course we have to side with the hottest one. That's where our moral compass points. Yes, yes. But strategically, like, I don't disagree with that. Like I said, if he didn't have a hostage, I would be like, yeah, like blending among the masses makes sense. But it's a big liability because the person can easily be like, help, help. And then you're like, nah, shit. And then they blend in with the masses and you can't chase after them. I've seen enough action movies. Yeah, Wu Zizhu nods and turns around to leave. It suddenly comes to mind that I've yet to ask him about the incident involving Gozhang. However, saving the young archival officer from Qi comes first. I stride toward the mountain stream. We follow the trail to Moon Lake. No trace of blood, no matter how small, can escape Cheng Feng's eyes. Find us a few people who are familiar with this area while we search the shores of the lake.
少君稍等，
What is it?
血迹离湖水太近了。
Saying this, Cheng Feng jumps onto a rock in the water, and after a short while points to an area where bubbles are breaking up to the surface.
少君，那里有暗河入口。
Are they crazy? How can they take a hostage down an underwater current?
他们不是常人。
They're scuba divers. I take a while to contemplate before entering the lake.
您这是做什么？
We believe in your deduction. Half of you come with us into the water.
诺。
With our heavy-ass armor, I have absolute confidence in my swimming abilities. We dive under the water to where the bubbles are coming, and a pulling force instantaneously propels us forward. I don't like this plan. Me personally, Lolly personally, does not like underwater plans. I have a discomfort of water. I'm scared of the idea of like drowning or suffocating in water. I don't like stories about people like going, doing underwater things. I don't like it. I don't like it. Some weakness noted. You'll never catch me surrounded by perverts. I cannot see what is ahead of me, so all I can do is relax my body and let the currents pull me forward. Suddenly, Cheng Feng grabs my waist and kicks upwards. The underwater current brings us to a small cave where we can take everything in at a glance. There's nothing here except a light coming from the other side of the cave. That is probably the way out. We walk out of the cave to find ourselves in a vast, luscious secret forest. The loud chirps of insects rise and fall as we take in our surroundings. We are cautious of the fact that the insurgents might be hiding in the trees above us. Cheng Feng and I exchange glances before sneaking into the forest together. Soon, I see a young girl holding an unconscious boy in her arms as she looks at us with tears in her eyes. How did you get here, miss?
我和小弟在林中采药，没想到被野猪袭击。逃跑时，我摔了腿，走不远。
Mochi.
小
It's going to be fine. Let me help you up.
小的心肠真好。
I smile at the girl, but as I step towards her, she takes her hands out of her sleeves. Mochi. Leave it. No. Leave it. I don't know what they're doing, but leave it. Cheng Feng stands behind her as he coldly stabs her right through the chest. The girl falls to the ground. From her outstretched hand, a retractable blade rolls out in my direction. What a boring trick. I frown as I kick the blade aside and resheath my sword. A tattoo unique only to the followers of the dragon god starts to appear on the girl's neck. The younger brother who hit his head would be the kidnapped archival officer, right? We dare not let our guard down as we approach the comatose youth. The youth is wearing simple clothes, but they are more refined than a commoner's. He has thin shoulders, a slender waist, and a face that is no larger than my palm. I just looked at my palm. That's a little bitty face. That's too little bitty of a face. That's like... It's like a mochi face. Rather than a delicate youth, it might be more convincing to say that he is a girl who has just turned 15. A girl disguised as a boy. Who'd have thunk it? The mysterious girl does not show any sign of waking up. We don't know if it's from an injury or if she had been drugged. We quickly pick her up to find her clutching something tightly to her chest.
少君，这孩子手里似乎拿着东西。
She's clutching the dagger under her sleeves. The guard of the dagger is covered with the intricate design of a bird with precious stones for eyes. It's very beautiful. Shangfeng, did you see that?
看到了什么？
Strange. An uncomfortable feeling washes over me. I reach out to take the inauspicious dagger away from the girl, but when I touch it, my chest.
少君
It hurts so badly. It hurts so bad. All right, chapter 2. Let's see, how many chapters do I want to get through? Maybe I call it here. Let's see. We're only allowed 10 chapters. Maybe what I'll do is next week I will plan to stream a little bit earlier so I can do 2 chapters. Yeah, that's what I'll do. But I don't know that I'll do 2 chapters today, but that'll get us further in. So, yeah. That's what we'll do. All right, let's save. I don't like that it doesn't like give you an I know I did, but like I don't like that it doesn't give you an indicator. Planning and scheming. Relation. Was this like a grid on how much they like me? Oh no, this is just so I know who people are. Okay, that's helpful. That's helpful. Ooh. We haven't met him, but now we know. Spoilers! Alright. This is, we haven't met him, but he's in the opening credits, so... Good. Oh, he's gonna be so betrayed, because I would pick him over him. But would I pick him over him? I don't know. I don't know. Unknown. All right, unknown. Childhood playmates. This is a very confusing chart, but all right. What else is there? Glossary. Open the glossary. Bling! I got a Chivo called Doctor. All right. King Ping! And the ding of virtue. Dings are prehistoric and ancient Chinese bronze cauldrons. Okay, got it. All right, well, with that, I guess I'll go ahead and call it for tonight. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am even though a lot of murdering happened, I'm excited to see where this goes. So hopefully it goes well. Hopefully we get a cool ass boyfriend. We'll see. So far in the lead, Chang Feng and Go Zhang, the little red-haired one. Those two are in the top runner. Honestly, third place would be probably the priest, Zhang Dan, the little Shota priest. Bye, Tatsuo. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Thank you, thank you. I'll talk to you soon. My next stream is tomorrow. I'll be on Irium for Study Buddies lunch. So see you then. Bye bye.